Welcome to the presentation. Workplace awkwardness. How to deal with an awkward coworker. Workplace awkwardness can come from coworkers with varying personal characteristics, from the super shy to those with a sailor's mouth. But the behavior itself is not the lone factor that creates awkwardness. The context in which it occurs and a group reactions can contribute to an uncomfortable situation. There is a there is a tendency to define awkwardness as though it is something inherent in a person, like people was born awkward somehow. But I think it's a matter of social situation that just doesn't work. The workplace, where professionalism and proper social etiquette should reign supreme, is a particularly inviting setting for awkward behavior. Everybody has to get along socially on a certain level. But then there is also the hierarchical work situation where some people are over others, especially in some white collar circumstances, and people are competing with each other in some senses. Those dueling expectations, he adds, can cause people to bring in the personal where it's not appropriate. Rather than gossip about the awkward behavior, here are some tactful and graceful ways to react. Be understanding. While the behavior strikes you and your colleagues as odd, keep in mind that it may have been professionally and socially acceptable at the individual's previous job. If the person is from another state or region, take into account that he or she may have grown up with the different cultural norms. Says Anna Marvelous, author of How to Reduce Workplace Conflicts and Stress, and president of Thera Rising, a conflict resolution firm in St. Paul, Minnesota. There is so many reasons why people behave the way they do. Avoid schoolyard taunting. Your first instinct may be to mock, letting the awkward person a cornerstone for gossip. Marvelous says that type of reaction only inflames the situation and spread fear among other co-workers that they will be the next target of ridicule for an odd habit they have. Instead, Marvelous says co-worker should create a work environment in which everyone can acknowledge their mistakes and talk to each other about behaviors that make people uncomfortable. Confronting different types of awkwardness. The form of your co-worker's awkwardness may require a different strategy for addressing it. Here are a few tips if you find yourself in this situation. The overly detailed romantic. The office has become the setting for all tell-all love stories. As your co-worker eagerly reveals to you and other nears your desk the romance or heartbreak he or she experienced over the past weekend. To demonstrate that you are not a receptive audience, turn out the tales, says Susan Heathfield, management consultant and human resource expert from About.com. If it persists, gently and politely note that while you care for him or her as a person, you don't have time to hear the ins and outs of their weekend love life, she says. The brutally shy. Although you and your co-worker have had neighboring desk for close to a year, he or she remains quiet as a plant. Your hello while passing in the hall triggers an awkward moment of silence and glance down at the ground. And when he or she has to speak in meetings, The barely audible mumbles makes for a cringe-inducing moment. By encouraging collaboration, manager can create a work environment that helps a quiet co-worker come out of his or her shell, at least professionally. Make certain that he or she has the kind of assignments that would be longer term, where they could actually develop some sense of comfort and closeness with the group they are working with. As a peer, go out of your way to include the individual during meeting or group discussions. Socially, you can break the ice by inviting him or her out for lunch or for a donut in the break room. The foul mouthed. Launching a string of profanities or raunchy jokes, your co-workers' words not only leave an awkward air but also feeling of discomfort. Such course talk could have legal ramification. She suggests letting your manager handle the situation because inappropriate jokes can be deemed harassment. Most companies don't want a lawsuit, she adds. Thank you.